Okay, ladies and gents, boys and girls, children of all ages, week 2 of the NFL was just wrapped up, and I gotta say, overall improvement over week 1. That's probably due to more practice time and team actually getting more game action. But cut the intro short, let's get this show on the road. Week 2 was started with the Panthers versus the Buccaneers. The Bucs defense, they looked good. They didn't look like Swiss cheese compared to has been the past couple of years. That's due to their top 5 overall picks in the draft this past year being defensive players, and also the addition of Todd Bowles, former New York Jets head coach, as the defensive coordinator. But will this defensive upgrade be wasted by Jameis Winston serving up his famous apple and cherry turnovers? Something looks visibly wrong with Cam Newton. After his shoulder surgery, which he says he's fully recovered from, he just doesn't look right. Carolina had 9 trips in the Bucs territory with 0 points to show for it. They went 3 of 14 on third down. Cam, he looked inaccurate all evening, partially due to him being under duress most of the evening. Their right tackle, or really should I say their left tackle, who's a former right tackle, Darryl, he didn't get any help all evening. It's like the Chaz Green game with the Cowboys. He didn't get any help. They didn't put a tight end over there to chip the guy or send the running back over there. So Cam was just running around all night. He was under duress, and also his shoulder doesn't help. I think it's a similar situation with Andrew Luck last year. His shoulder still is not fully recovered, and so he's only doing short passes to McCaffrey or anybody else. That's why Curtis Samuels is not getting the ball. But further on down the year, if he doesn't get hit, his shoulder may recover, and the Panthers will be able to recover. And so the Buccaneers pulled this one out. Well, Sunday noon game of the week for America. We got the Cowboys versus the Redskins. Seeing Dak throw the ball over the field last week, while at the same time seeing Washington squander a 20-point lead against the Eagles, will lead you to believe Dallas will have this one in the bag. But was that truly the case? Case Keenum is no Tom Brady, but also he is no Blake Bortles. Adrian Peterson makes his return after being a healthy scratch last week. Being on the wrong side of 30, him and tight end Vernon Davis apparently found the fountain of youth. With an emerging offensive weapon in McLaurin, the Redskins could easily pop the Cowboys' bubble. This game was like an old-school boxing match. Started out slow, methodical, with the early goings being a feeling-out process between the two teams. But eventually, Dallas started hitting body blows and they pulled away. Dallas is no longer a team where you can stack the box, stop Zeke, and be happy that you have Dak trying to beat you. Dak has progressed vastly in his 4th year. The offense looked deadly under Kellen Moore. Plus, with the return of veterans Travis Frederick and Jason Witten, the Cowboys look poised for a playoff berth. Their next 2 games are against the lowly Dolphins and a Drew Brees-less Saints. So, we'll see how that goes. I don't want to look past them, but, things looking kind of up. A lot of people were excited about this game. This was a rematch of the NFC Championship game from last year between the Saints and the Rams. Both teams coming in on Week 1 wins, the Saints being the more dramatic of the two. Both of these teams wanted to prove they were the top team in the NFC. The Saints stumbled early with an interception straight out of Madden. I've seen that happen a lot. It's pretty annoying. Soon after, Breeze injured his thumb, smacking it up against Aaron Donald's hand, part of the 99 Club. And it quickly became clear we as fans are robbed of the game we wanted to see due to forces outside of our control with Breeze getting hurt. The Saints' offense stuttered and sputtered its way through each possession under backup Teddy Bridgewater. Now, I'm not saying Teddy Bridgewater is hot garbage, but they made the game plan for Drew Brees, and you put in Teddy Bridgewater, who's not Drew Brees, so that's what you're going to see. We'll see how they look next week once they have a full week of practice with Teddy under center so they can call the right plays. While the defense, they held up their end of the bargain as long as they could. They just ran out of gas, and the Rams' offense just exploded as they normally do. You can't contain them for very long. With the reports of Drew Brees and his thumb surgery, he's going to be out for at least 6 weeks. And they got some tough games ahead, so Saints fans, buckle up. You're in for a bumpy ride. AFC matchup for 3 o'clock for today was the Chiefs versus the Raiders. Many people already had the Chiefs running away with this one. But Raider Nation was not willing just to roll over and crown the Chiefs as kings of their division. The Raiders jumped out to an early lead, 10-0, and appeared to stifle and frustrate the Chiefs' high-powered offense in the first quarter, allowing only 35 yards. But did we have an upset on our hands?
You serious?
No. 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 The Chiefs' offense just decided, you know what? All right, you had your fun. And they just came and exploded in the second quarter with 4 long bomb touchdowns. It was just an exhibition game after that. People just running out the clock, hoping the game for it to be over. Tony Romo summed up this game best. And I quote, "The Chiefs are playing Madden. The rest of us are watching the NFL." And he's pretty right. A lot of the routes they were running, I saw straight out of Madden. So, Raider Nation, hope you're going to enjoy another top 10 pick. Sunday night, we had a battle of the birds. It was the Eagles versus the Falcons. 28-3, Matty Ice dueled with Carson Wentz. Early on in this game, these two quarterbacks seem to be playing who can do the best Jameis Winston impression game, with both quarterbacks finishing with multiple turnovers. Julio Jones showed he was worth all of his guaranteed contract, bailing out his team late in the game, while Carson Wentz was running around in the pocket, throwing it to God knows who receivers with both Alshon Jeffrey and also Deshaun Jackson out of the game. Both teams can make some noise in the NFC this year as long as they spray on some off to keep the injury bug away, especially at the quarterback position. So you better hope Nick Foles sprinkled some magic on Josh McCown before leaving, Eagles fans, because you know you're going to have to end up seeing him. We ended week 2 with a total banger. We were all excited for this game. Looked forward to it all weekend. It was a great matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the New York Jets. Okay. This game was a passing of the torch moment, with the Browns passing the torch of league punching bag to the Jets. The Jets, already without starter Sam Darnold due to mono, lost their other quarterback Trevor Siemian to a gruesome leg injury. So they turned to Luke Falk, no relation to Marshall Falk, but I'm sure he wishes there was. The only reason you probably tuned into this game was because you owned either Baker Mayfield, Nick Chubb, Odell Beckham Jr., or the Browns defense in fantasy football. If you have Le'Veon Bell or any other of the Jets receivers, Godspeed and good luck. Okay, finishing off this episode with some NFL news. Ben Roethlisberger was injured in this game, and he will be out for the rest of the season after having elbow surgery. But don't worry, Steelers fans. You got Minkah Fitzpatrick for the first rounder. Drew Brees, he will be out for 6 weeks after having his thumb surgery. So, Saints fans, hold on. At least, try to. Jalen Ramsey, he was seen asking his team to trade him, along with half of the Miami Dolphins roster. Guess something is in the Florida water, makes people want to leave. And lastly, big news out of New York. Daniel Jones, a number 6 overall draft pick, has been named the starter by the Giants. So all of that talk about wanting to slow play it, see how things go, and Eli's your guy, went down pretty fast. So, Daniel Jones, have fun being thrown into the wood chipper there, bud. Okay, people. That was week 2 of NFL football. If you got any suggestions, like, comment, subscribe, holla at your boy, and I'll see you next week.